Hi there, and welcome to our third installment for our Pilates today. I just want to quickly apologize. My voice is fading a little bit, but we're going to just work with what we've got. We're going to move into this real quick, and I hope you enjoy this one. I'm going to be emphasizing moderate moves today. So I'll show you your intermediate to advanced, but I'll be demonstrating more moderate moves. So if you are feeling like you're still in that beginner stage, I want you to focus on what I'm doing. And then obviously if you want to challenge yourself, I will give you the example of how to do so. Okay, so getting straight into it today, lying down on your mat. Remember that setup that we discussed. So starting at the neck, we're tucking that chin down, getting that beautiful straight neck. Or unless you're using a small towel, think about those shoulder blades tucked underneath your back. Pull your fingertips down towards your feet, rib cage tucked in. Pull those abdominals in. Give me that neutral pelvis. Remember, I always just like to kind of play around and just give a little bit of movement before I start moving. I pull my feet toward my bum. I've got that fist between my knees and I'm lying down. Give me a beautiful lateral breath. Inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to flatten that lower back and hold that in for me. Remember thinking about those abdominals really working there. We inhale. And exhale, rock back to a neutral pelvis. And again, we inhale. Exhale, rolling into that pelvis, putting it nice and tight, thinking about those abdominals. We inhale. And exhale back to neutral. One more like that. We inhale. And exhale, flattening the lower back. Hold those abdominals for me. And now we're lifting our bum slightly off the mat. We're going into our foundation quite quickly today. Pulling into those abdominals even more. So remember, want that back like a banana shape that you're scooping through the pelvis. We inhale. And exhale slowly down, rocking through the pelvis right around and back to neutral. Again, we inhale. With that big breath, as you exhale, push all that air out and lifting that bum slightly off the mat. Holding it in there. Whilst we're doing this, let's focus and practice our pelvic floor movements as well. So we're going to pull into those pelvic floor muscles as well. Holding that nice and tight. We inhale. And exhale down and return back to neutral. Let's do one more like that. We inhale. And exhale, flattening the lower back and just off the mat. Tummy tight. Give me pelvic floor muscles and we come up a little bit higher now. This time, halfway up the spine. Halfway up the spine, we're holding. Again, emphasize that scooping of the pelvis. When you do that, you'll feel a really big stretch right through from your hip flexors all the way through your quads. Hold that nice and tight. Again, just think about those fingertips pulling down. Tuck that chin in for me. The back is hanging like a banana. We inhale. And exhale from the top of the spine. You're placing each vertebra down on the mat, one vertebra at a time. And we come back to neutral. Inhale. And exhale, flatten the lower back and climbing up, one vertebra at a time. Just there. Hold that for me now. And rounding through that pelvis, thinking about those abdominals tight. Shoulder blades are underneath your back. Chin pulled down. Inhale, lateral breath. And push all that air out as if you're deflating. Let's do one more like that. And inhale. And exhale. Coming up all the way to the top. At the top we hold, chin tucked in. Those abdominals. Pelvic floor. Hold onto pelvic floor now for as long as you can and we're coming to a full pelvic tilt. Tight as you can, tummy tight. You should be feeling your glutes also be greeting you at the moment. Hold that tight. Still scooping through that pelvis. Hold onto pelvic floor. Give me a lateral breath. Inhale as big as you can. And push all the air out. I want you to feel that build-up of pressure in your lungs as you're pushing all that air out as if you're deflating. Articulating through your spine all the way down. We inhale the bottom. And exhale, flattening the lower back and climbing up one vertebra at a time. At the top we hold. Tummy nice and tight. Give me that lateral breath. Give me pelvic floor. Give me more tummy. And exhale. Good job. And flatten. One more here. We inhale. And exhale, flattening the lower back. And climb all the way to the top. At the top we hold. Now I want you to really emphasize that belly deepening, pelvis scooping, holding onto your pelvic floor. And now I want you to come up onto your 3 toes. Keep holding onto everything and heels down. And keep tightening through. Think about squeezing your glutes as tight as you can. Heels up, heels down, heels up, heels down, heels up, heels down. Let's go 4 more here. And 3 more. Keep tightening everything. Squeeze your bum, squeeze pelvic floor, squeeze your tummy. And nice work. Nice big inhale at the top. Remember, from these abdominals, we're pushing down, articulating through your spine, all the way down. Good stuff. Pull that one knee in towards your chest. Hold that for a few seconds. Let's go for the other knee. Stuff. And now both towards your chest. And we're really giving that back a lovely stretch there. We're going to hold the legs like this. This is the moderate version where the legs are close to the chest. Arms come out to a T. Your intermediate to advanced is here. And you're going to send the legs across. That's your intermediate to advanced. But the moderate version today, those legs are as close as you can towards your chest. And we just rock from side to side for 1. Keep those knees together. There's 1 on that side. Let's go for 2. 2. You're going to feel your obliques here beautifully as well. Let's go for 3. And let's go for 4. My back is nice. In fact, we're not in neutral pelvis at all here. Let's go for 5. And remember, you can keep the movement a lot smaller. So if you're struggling with this, by all means, you can literally just do a tiny little movement left to right. And last one here, 6 on one side. And let's go for 6 on the other side. Nice work. Bring those legs in. Send those legs nice and long. Arms overhead. Palms facing each other. So remember this here. When we put our hands up in the air, our rib cage it just tends to flare open. So I really need you to pull that rib cage down. And I am in neutral pelvis. If I'm off neutral, I'll sit like that. But I want to pull my pelvis to neutral. We're going to inhale to halfway. And your inhale is as your arms come up to about there. I want you to tuck your chin as if it's all following the parade. And we exhale and we lift. And come into C curve. And we inhale and exhale, slowly coming down. And release at the bottom. And open up. Okay. When you're doing this though, if you're struggling with that movement, that's your intermediate to advanced. But otherwise, your intermediate or your moderate movements, your real beginner, either the legs are here, and you can tuck your head in, and you're gonna lift through those legs using those arms, those legs to get you into position. We inhale, and we exhale. Lift those legs with you, and come slowly down. And head comes all the way down. We inhale, exhale, tuck the chin, lengthen through those legs, and come into C curve. And slowly down. And then that's your beginner. And otherwise, your legs are on the ground, arms overhead. This is your just easier version. And tucking under the thighs. And we lift through like that. Inhale. And exhale, slowly coming down. Nice work. Good. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Come up. And now push your bum down to the mat. Okay. This is a new exercise I'm teaching. It's called rolling like a ball. Rolling like a ball is your baby exercise for the rest to come. There's so many exercises in Pilates that require this initial movement to be down. So I'll show you the movement and then I'll just explain it to you. Rolling like a ball is where your body is in a tilted position, and here I can feel my pelvis is kind of tilting to try and keep me straight. I make myself as small as I can. I inhale, exhale, and I balance. My feet don't touch the mat. And I try and keep my back as round as humanly possible. The reason this is such a fundamental, it's really important exercise because we eventually will go into the rollover, we'll go into the jackknife. It's all these advanced exercises, but they all require this rounding of the back and this ability to be able to roll like a ball, essentially. So this is the real foundation exercise of the bigger ones to come. So it's important you get this right. Now, for most of you that initially try this exercise, it feels as though your back is flat. And as you hit, it kind of feels like you just go plop on the ground. And that's the case for a lot of people. So please don't feel bad about it. But here's a cheat sheet. You're going to put your hands underneath your knees. You're not going to hold onto your ankle to start with. You're going to hold underneath here and you're going to make yourself as tiny as you can. And one of my biggest safety issues with this exercise is you have to look in between your legs the entire time. I want your eye line fixated here because a lot of the time if people don't lock their heads in, they'll kind of lose their head on the roll. And then, again, I've explained before, I don't like that neck going into hyperextension, especially when you're rolling and you're unstable. So you need to keep your head locked in so that you've got that beautiful round spine. So when we do this exercise, you're going to keep your head here, and I want you to use your legs as a bit of momentum. So as a beginner, I want you to flare your legs up. But can you see my head? I'm constantly looking in between my thighs. I don't want to let my gaze go anywhere else except between my thighs. That's your initial exercise. If you're feeling more confident that you want to try the actual exercise for what it is, you're going to hold onto your ankles. And it's not a case of, let me show you front face. It's not a case of I'm gripping here. You actually gently hold just there, the fingertips, so that it's a case of you're not using your arms to grip onto you. You're actually using your body and your abdominals to help you with the movement up and over. So let me show you again the actual exercise. I'm keeping myself as small as I can. I'm gently holding on. I inhale, exhale, and I come to a balance. We inhale down and we exhale up. Okay, so that is rolling like a ball. Rolling like a ball will obviously, again, it goes into open leg rocker, which will come next, but we're not going to do that for today. We're going to just leave that one, although it's a lot of fun, and it's one of my favorite exercises. It's just a great spinal massage. Even rolling like a ball, it's a great spinal massage. So let's go into our obliques whilst we're here. So remember I said to you, our setup, get those hips stacked, bring them 10 degrees forward. This leg goes behind you, this arm in front, and your eye line is dead ahead. I want you to give me a lovely inhale. Remember gripping, I think about those abdominals. Abdominals connecting to the belly button. Hand is over here. This other hand is facing the ceiling. And I want you to push those legs away, activate those legs. We inhale to prepare, and we exhale, we lift. And inhale down to a hover. And exhale, lift. Inhale down to a hover. And exhale, lift. Inhale down to a hover. Exhale, lift. Really want you to feel that work here. Inhale down to a hover. Exhale, lift. Inhale down to a hover. Exhale, lift. And 2 more here. And lift. And last one, we're going to hold, and this time we're going to pulse. And lift for me. Go a little bit higher. If you're able to, you're going to give me little pulses, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice work. Bring those legs down and relax. Let's go to the other side. love oblique work because it's just a great way of getting everything strong. You can see those oblique lines developing beautifully. All right, so remember we're looking down. I'm stacked. I bring my legs 10 degrees forward, sending the opposite arm up, palm facing the ceiling. Hand on top, my eyeliner is dead in front of me. Marks right in my face. Send those legs away. Think about lower abdominals connecting. I want you to squeeze inner thigh, squeeze those knees together, squeeze those ankles together. And we inhale to prepare. Exhale, we lift. And down to a hover. And exhale, lift. Inhale down to a hover. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Let's go 3 more here. Exhale up. Remember, push those feet away. You don't want those feet. Holding that balance beautifully. And down. And 2 more. Last one here. We inhale. Exhale, lift and hold. Come up a little bit more. And a little bit more. We're going to pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice work. Put those legs down. Okay. Today we're gonna do a little bit of extension work. Extension work is where we work into our back. So, and it's exceptionally good for you, especially if you've got a bad lower back. But it has to be done with a lot of care. So you've got to really pace yourself here. You need to really listen to your body. Anything sharp and shooting, you stop straight away. You are welcome to email me if you need specific help in this issue. I will do my best to help you. But you're going to lie on your stomach. When we lie on our stomach, already here in this position, we've got a little bit of extension happening here, which is where the back is now going into the opposite, well, not quite opposite direction, but extension. Anything extension is called where it goes backward, and flexion is anything coming forward. In this position here, I want you to pretend you've got a ladybug underneath your belly button. And I want you to pull your belly button away from the ladybug. And in that way, it's actually such a great tactile feedback to know that you are lifting and working into those abdominals. So it's I love doing that, this exercise, because if people struggle to get into the abdominals, this is a great way to feel where those abdominals are and how to engage that internal abdominal. So we're lifting that belly button off of the mat, and I'm sure you're feeling that tightness happening, which is fantastic. And I want you to relax and drop. And again, we lift that belly button off the ground. So it's not a case of your bum and everything engaging with you. For now, I just want you to lift your belly button off the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that belly button off. Inhale. Keep that belly button off. Keep it engaged. And exhale. And now relax. Okay. That's how you protect your lower back for any and all extension. Every time we're going to do any exercise where it requires us to lift our spine into extension, I always want you to make sure you're holding your abdominals as best as you possibly can. So now, lying on the mat, I want your head on your forehead on your hands. Your hands are just patted across. In this position now, I want you to think about that belly button, and we're going to engage our legs. Okay, so we're lifting up our legs. Can you see my knees are off the ground? So this exercise, I'll just show you the exercise real quick. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to go pulse, pulse. We're going to extend, and pulse, pulse, extend. The exercise, if I leave my legs on the mat, so I just want to show you the difference after my foot stops cramping. If I leave my knees on the mat, can you see? That's kind of like a lazy way of doing it. My knees, they're still on the mat. I'm getting hamstring, but not a massive amount. But I want to pull my belly button in. I want to activate my legs. And I want to go pulse, pulse, extend. And I want you to push your feet away from you as far away as you can. And pulse, pulse, extend. And pulse, pulse, extend. Pulse, pulse, extend. Okay? So if you haven't already joined me, you're welcome to. Now we're going to go for 8. And pulse, pulse, extend. Pulse, pulse, extend. Keep those legs off the ground the entire time. Engage that belly button. Really pull into that belly button. Pulse, pulse, extend. Let's go 5 more here. Pulse, pulse, extend. Pulse, pulse, extend. 4 more. Pulse, pulse, extend. pulse, pulse, extend, 2 more, and extend, and last one, pulse, pulse, extend. Drop those legs and relax, and now place your hands on either side. Your forehead is going to just gently touch the mat. Now if you can watch me for 2 seconds before you try this, all we're doing is we inhale, we lift, and we exhale as if we deflate. The key here, so now some of you may be battling with very sore backs, which is very understandable. In this position, I want you to push away from your palm of your hand, and I want you just to come off ever so slightly. So you're not even lifting your elbows off the mat. You're just getting your shoulders and your chest off the mat. And you gently come down and push from the palm of your hand and gently come down. Inhale and exhale. Whenever you're doing extensions, always inhale to protect the spine. We inhale up. If you are able and you don't have an injured back and you're feeling okay, you're welcome to inhale and exhale. But for everyone else, we just inhale up and exhale down. And your neck, I want your neck nice and neutral. You look at your mat the entire time. And last one here, we inhale and exhale slowly down. Nice work. Now, push into, this is called rest position. Rest position is where we just come down, and I want you to pull your fingers away from you as far as you can and relax. If it's more comfortable, you're welcome to open up your legs nice and wide, open up your knees, and rest through. For a lot of ladies that are pregnant, this is a much more comfortable way of doing it. And we lift up. And now we're going to go into, it's called cat-cow. I don't know why they call it cat-cow. I suppose, yeah, the cat and the cow, apparently. I've never seen a cow arch its back, but anyway. In this position, most of you have probably seen it before and done it. Your knees are directly underneath your hips. Your palm of your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. And in this position, so I'll just show you from the side real quick. As your hands are here, I want you to, as if you're pulling across. So your hands are not going to move, but I want you to use your muscles kind of like as if you're pulling away. You're going to feel this band protect your shoulder blades. And it's just a great way of getting into your shoulder blades. It's like a freebie. So as your hands are down, I want you to pull your shoulder blades as straight as you can. Now for this exercise, I'm sure a lot of people see in yoga that they drop right through and they lift right up. But in Pilates, it's actually all about control. It's also very mindful, and we're thinking about every movement. I want you to tuck your tailbone underneath like as if pretend you've got a tail, and the tailbone's coming through your pelvis, which will make your back automatically react. And then when you're coming through, I want you to pretend you've got a big torch here, and the torch is trying to shine diagonal. So as you come through, it's not about lifting your neck into hyperextension either. I want you to kind of think about your chest coming through and keeping a neutral neck. So let's have a look at how this looks when we do it. So we're going to inhale and tuck the tailbone, and then we're going to exhale and thinking about that chest pulling through your arms. And again, it's that same movement. It's as if I want my arms to come down through my side, but my hands aren't moving. But I want to try and push my chest through my arms, and I'm still holding my stomach. I'm not letting my stomach just hang willy-nilly. I'm pulling my tummy in nice and tight. We inhale and exhale. And inhale, come through, because remember we're going into extension, so extension is your inhale. And exhale. And inhale, come through, pull your chest through your arms. And exhale, last one here. And pull that chest right through. Great. And relax, okay. Now we're going to go into, it's kind of like a bilateral. We're crossing over the spine. So we're going to stay in quadruped position, but we are going to lift the right arm, extend the left leg, and then we're going to alternate for a couple. Fairly simple. Again, requires balance. Also, real quick, just a quickie. I'm just going to show you from here. The moment we lift one arm to one leg, what happens is our body will try and align onto the leg. But I want you to challenge when you're lifting. I want you to keep your line. So from here, think about your nose. There's a plumb line that runs right through the middle. I want you to keep that plumb line straight so that when you're lifting, you're not compensating and drifting off to the knee. Keep your plumb line in the middle of your mat. So try and challenge that your plumb line remains neutral in the middle of your mat and that your body is not hovering from side to side. So let's try this. So we're going to lift the right hand, extend the left leg, go up as high as you can. Keep that body center. Inhale for me. Exhale. Let's change sides. And hold. And let's change. And let's change. And let's do one more on each side. And last one here. Bring it in. Nice work. Okay, so today we're going to stretch a little bit earlier than we normally do. So I'm going to run through a couple more stretches, which I think will just be, if you're ever getting stuck, if you're feeling really tight, just refer to this video for the last portion. You're going to get some great stretches in here. So the first stretch here, okay, this is like a brain gym here. I'll show you from this side. I want you to lift your legs up. You're going to grab hold. My left hand is gripping hold of my right foot. My left foot comes down to the mat and I relax everything down. And I want you to try and get the right leg, the right knee down onto the ground. If you're unable, it's totally fine. And just hold. You're going to get a great quad stretch here. Hold that for a few more seconds. And just breathe naturally. Whenever we're stretching, I want you just to breathe naturally. We love you. Inhale. And exhale and relax. All the stress of the day melt away. And then gently release the foot. Bring it up. Bring both legs up. Grab hold of the opposite side. So it's left hand holding, oh, beg your pardon, right hand holding the left foot, left knee trying to flatten down onto the ground. What's great about this, you're going to get that lovely groin stretch right there as well. And in your hip flexor as well, moving into that rotation of the hip, which is fantastic. And of course, you're getting a beautiful quad stretch, which we can all benefit from time to time, for sure. And again, just breathe naturally, breathe deeply, and just let that blood flow through those muscles. I always love stretching at the end of the class because I really do find it helps tremendously with just getting rid of the lactic acid that builds up. And you are welcome to pause this video and hold for like a minute on each side. You don't have to go as quick as we're going for the purpose of the video because it's only 40 minutes long. You know, we move through things really quickly, but please, you're always welcome to just hang in there and do a little bit more. Bring those legs up, arms out to a T, and let those legs fall to one side to see your lumbar spine stretch. Beautiful. Breathing naturally. In this position, you are welcome to pull into your abdominals. I always actually encourage my clients to just constantly be pulling into your abdominals, and especially when we're stretching, because when we stretch, we tend to just let everything go. But actually, a lot of the time, you really need to hold your body stable, because yes, whilst we're stretching our lumbar spine, it's nice to keep holding onto that stomach because it's still holding on to it's holding onto a different muscle group. Give you a beautiful big lateral breath. Inhale. And exhale up and over to the other side. and let that body fall. Good stuff. Hold that for a few more seconds. Nice big inhale. And exhale, bring those legs up to center. Okay, so remember we're going to roll onto one side. Bring those knees up to your chest. And then again, opening up that chest as much as you can. We're going to get that beautiful stretch right through our underarms here. Opening up that shoulder beautifully. I want you to aim at trying to get that shoulder blade as fat as you can to the ground. And it's this an incredible rotational stretch of the thoracic spine. So right in there, we're getting in there beautifully. Beautiful big inhale. Exhale. Bring those knees up. And let's roll to the other side. And again, we're opening up that arm as much as we can. And you'll quickly see which side is tighter than the other. And just breathe. If you want, you're welcome to do more lateral breathing here, just to calm down your entire brain system. The breathing is just really good. What I will try and do is I'll get a beautiful article about breathing deeply, what it does to your brain, what it does to your muscles, the oxygen, the minerals, the nutrients. I'll put it on the blog section on my page. You can have a read. It's really interesting to see what good breathing does to your body. And also it just calms you down completely. And bring those legs center. Good stuff. Okay, this is called a figure four. Figure four stretches are great for so many reasons. They also help with hip release. They're just fantastic. So figure four, we put our left heel onto our right knee. I want you to get both hands underneath that knee and just try and make your body as small as you can. Whilst you're doing this though, that knee that is lifted, I want you to aim to push it away. Now, a lot of us will have a lot of tightness here, which is completely normal, but aim to open up those muscles by pushing in and challenging the stretch. So whilst we're doing it, I want you to push in and open, open, open. You'll feel, oh, that's uncomfortable, but just keep holding it. And you'll see in a couple of weeks, everything improves beautifully. Hold that for a little bit longer. Pull your body a little bit smaller. Lace that heel down. Let's swap legs. Right heel to left knee. Get those hands underneath and open up that right leg as much as you can. Keep holding for a few more seconds. And then we're going to go into our neck and shoulders. And drop that leg. Give me a rock up. Sitting comfortably on your mat. Forward arm around. In this position, I love this stretch. I want you to pull the arm around, but then drop the shoulder. So as you pull here, think about pulling that shoulder down to the floor. You'll see it opens up that shoulder blade beautifully. Give me a nice big inhale. Exhale, let's change sides and drop that opposite shoulder. Roll the shoulders forward for me. And opposite way around. And I want you to over-exaggerate. So you think about opening, pull your chest open and then roll everything forward. Open up the chest and roll forward. And now we're going to round our head slowly all the way around. All the way around. One more time around each side. If you're hearing crunching, it's totally normal. A lot of people complain about it, but it could also just be nitrogen bubbles, which is normal. Right, so you're going to look forward, sit up nice and straight. We're going to inhale. And then just drop your head. And we inhale, lift. And exhale, drop. And inhale, lift. And exhale, drop. One more like that. Okay, now, very gently, because remember the neck and overstretch real quick. Take your hands, place it by your head, and I want you to pretend your elbows are heavy, and you're gently pulling down. Sit up nice and tall for me. And let those elbows fall a little bit heavier. You feel that beautiful stretch running right down your shoulder blades, down your back. And release, look up. You're going to pull both legs center, and I want you to reach for your feet. And try and get those knees down to the ground, and try and think about your chest coming towards your legs. And if you're able, here's another little nugget. Try and push your bum away from you, as like that twerking thing. Try and push your bum away. You'll feel that deeper hamstring stretch. Hold that there for a few more seconds. And now I want you to push even further. And now flex your feet. So flexing, that is pointing, that is flexing. I want you to flex your feet. And then we do the same stretch. Push your bum away from you. You're going to feel it gets really tight. And release. Thank you so much for joining me for our third video in this series. Sorry for the voice. I hope it comes back soon. You may have this for a couple more videos. But yeah, really enjoying the series. So great to get back to basics. You're welcome to just stick on one of these exercises, play around with the timing, and looking forward to seeing you for our next installment. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye.